Hello my loves, I'm Ellie Frost, and on this channel we're talking about the multi-dimensional approach to rapidly and radically healing and transforming during and after narcissistic abuse. And this video is about exposing the truth about narcissists, right? If you have been narcissistically abused, you will know that narcissists follow a sequence. They love bomb, they devalue, they hoover, they discard, right? Usually in that kind of order, but it could be in a different order, but they will do the sequence. They will do those four things, right? And a discard doesn't have to be a final discard. It can be by being passive aggressive, ignoring you, disappearing for a few days, right? There are minor discards, not just a final discard. And with love bombing, it doesn't have to be a great big gesture. It's just where they are pretending to be who you want them to be rather than who they really are, right? In order to manipulate you into the relationship or into staying in the relationship. Narcissistic abuse is an attack on multi-dimensional levels, right? So let me explain. It's a physical attack because most of us get sick during these relationships. It's an emotional attack. It's an energetic attack, and it's a spiritual attack. And the truth about narcissism is it's a spiritual sickness before anything else. Narcissists are detached from their soul. They've made a choice. They're not in a human blackout. They know what they're doing. They know it hurts you, and they like it. They are detached from their soul. That's why they've got no empathy. They don't operate like we do. Right? They're operating with an entity of consciousness, which we're calling narcissism, which is why they act in the exact same ways, right? So they're detached from their soul. They're not connected emotionally to empathy, to caring about other people and, being considerate. They don't have a conscience like we do. They don't feel guilty about what they do. It is not true that they are secret. There's a video I made saying why the narcissist is not a tortured soul, right? And I recommend that video if you're watching this one, because they're not secretly sorry. They don't feel guilt. They don't feel shame. They don't feel remorse. They like what they do. They know it hurts you. They're after power, domination, and control. That's the truth about narcissism. And what they do serves them. They get what they need, which is your energy, your life force, your attention, your love, your ideation, right? The love bombing stage is sometimes called the ideation stage. It's just when they are putting on the mask and pretending who you need to be. So some people say, well, I've never been love bombed, because they think love bombing has to be these grand gestures. It doesn't. It's just the narcissist presenting an illusion of who they are, and they work in the psychic realm, which is why it's a psychic attack and a spiritual attack, right? So many people, as soon as they start healing or when they're at their lowest, find that that's when the narcissist hoovers them, right? Because when you're really down, they'll come and kind of finish you off. And when you're healing, they'll try and drag you back down. Narcissism is a spiritual sickness that is stopping people going into their fullness of their fulfillment and their purpose and evolution on the planet. When we are traumatized, it's difficult to manifest and difficult to be our authentic selves, right? So they're like a computer virus, a glitch in the matrix, stopping people coming into their authentic power and truth, right? Their sovereignty, their most fulfilling lives, fulfilling their purpose on earth. It's a spiritual war, yeah? It's a spiritual war designed to put you off your purpose. And purpose doesn't have to be a great big thing as well. It doesn't have to be a great big mission to change the world. Your purpose is what you came to experience here on this planet, right? Who you came to be, what you came to experience, and in your authenticity, right? Because when you're in the narcissistic abuse cycle, you're not yourself. You're who the narcissist needs you to be, and you're traumatized. So you're always coming from the trauma bond and a trauma response, yeah? Rather than your authentic self. So the trauma responses are fawning, which is like the chronic people pleasing, or just like adoration to try and keep the peace. Freezing, which a lot of us do, like when we just get stuck. We can't move forward with our destiny. We can't achieve our dreams. We're not thinking that. We're just sort of frozen, and all we can get through is the next day and the next hour and the next minute and the next whatever's going on with a narcissist. Fight, which is pretty obvious. It's when we bite back, what we call reactive abuse. So you might have shouted, you might have been physical, you might have acted completely out of character. Yeah. and flight, which is when we need to escape. I've done that so many times with narcissists where it hasn't been in my best interest, but like I've ended up homeless because of it. I've ruined business relationships because I was with a narcissist and I had to just get away, you know, and it got to that point where I was in a trauma response. And so instead of, I mean, it was right to get away, but in the way I did it was not in my best interest, right? But I was so emotionally triggered, so charged that I had to that was my trauma response, right? So by keeping you in a trauma response, you're not in your authentic truth and power. You're not able to manifest as easily, and you're not connected to your heart in the same way, right? Because we're just in survival mode. That's what they want to keep you in. What I want to put us into is authentic power, right? Where we are actually connected to our hearts. We heal in my program, Sovereign. We do a lot of heart healing. There's 2 modules on heart healing so that you can actually listen to your intuition again. You can actually feel into your dreams and desires and fulfill them, you know, live a fulfilled life. So if you want to join that program, I highly recommend it. If you've got any questions for me on that, please email me, ellie@elliefrost.com. I hope you like this content. Please keep liking, subscribing and sharing. I really appreciate that you're here. Lots of love, and I'll speak to you soon.